Look at this article up at Infowars.com. Genetically modified mosquitoes to be released in the U.S. for the first time. Remember 3 years ago, we played the clip of a speech that Bill Gates gave where he's all invested in this, and he released GMO mosquitoes in the audience, and they all thought it was funny. That boils down the mindset of these people. Doing stuff to you don't know about. Adding stuff to your water, your food, playing games, scientific dictatorship, control freaks. They're coming out with an HIV vaccine that's got all sorts of bad things connected to it, and the trials and different companies. I mean, we are in a brave new world. They're coming out with food that has vaccine grown in it naturally, pharmacological crops where you can't get away from it. I mean, our naivete is what's empowering this. And we're talking to our guest in this segment, the next, Joe Joseph, Department of Defense, civil servant, Navy veteran, before that. And he's saying a lot of people in the military are awake. You know what shocked me, Joe, was when I had that Oklahoma City police officer, K-9 unit fella on, Marine Corps, Vietnam veteran, whole 9 yards. And he talked about some of his buddies that were murdered by the FBI and all the rest of it. And we've talked to other police who also investigated it and were threatened. And Department of Defense people who were there in the bomb squad threatened by the feds. Imagine you're a DOD bomb disposal and the FBI and ATF walk up and go, "You're asking about these other bombs? Your daughter goes to school here. We're going to kill her." I mean, I don't know how people just sit there and take that. I mean, I'm not saying these cops are wimps or whatever. That hasn't happened to me. I can just tell you right now, it's not even a question of courage. I got a problem. I mean, people threaten my family. I get very aggressive very quickly. And that's just the way it is. I mean, that's normal. You come up to a mama that's got her baby raccoon and try to get the baby raccoon. I mean, the raccoon will tear a man to pieces, or a hunting dog. I mean, it's just any animal defends its young. A rat will do that. And but I mean, it just shows the evil. But he said, oh yeah, almost all the police know. Years ago they wouldn't say, but now almost all of them know the government did it. I mean, here's a whole department of cops standing there knowing the FBI was there and did it with the ATF, and they're all scared of him because they're threatening to kill him. I can't believe that people bow to such authority when it's obviously evil.
Fear is such a paralyzing feeling, and when you enter children into the mix, especially if you're a parent, it will almost certainly freeze you in your tracks.
And they just bombed kids there, so they were letting them know, we will kill kids, yeah.
Right. Well, see, one thing that gives me strength is my spirituality, and the fact that I believe truly that we are caretakers of the children, and they really belong to the Creator, to God, and that He's going to take care of them one way or another. You know, you kill them, He's going to take care of them. And I'll bet you what goes around comes around. That's just my personal feeling.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? What goes around comes around. There's going to be a day when these people, all of these scumbags, have to answer for what they've done. And it may not be today or tomorrow or a year from now, but one day they're going to have to do it. And I gain strength and solace from that, just that fact alone. But, you know, one of the things that you have to do when they do that is stand up to them. Put the barrel of the gun on my forehead. You want to know something? You better pull the trigger, because if you don't, you're in big trouble. And that's the way you have to attack this thing, is from a standpoint of don't let them push you around.
No, it's no surrender. You have to commit, and that's the end of it. Say, God, it's in your hands. Fire torpedoes.
That's right. And the biggest thing, if there's one thing I can tell everybody today, you are not alone. You're not alone. So don't feel lonely in this fight.
That's right. It's a small group of criminals at the top that killed those kids at OKC.
That's right.
And if we just stop, it's like watching a little bitty chihuahua, even a big dog, it'll dominate them. And the big dog, it's all a mind game. If it ever realized it's the big dog. It's got teeth an inch long. The little dog has teeth that aren't even a centimeter long. The enemy creates an illusion that we're all alone, but we're not. But those of us that have prominent roles in this fight, that are on the front line, we've got to be an example to others. And we will turn the tide against this evil. It's always darkest before the dawn. And finishing up with Joe Joseph, you can watch the full interview with him up at prisonplanet.tv. We had him on a few nights ago. Other points about all this coming together, the expansion of domestic checkpoints by the feds, the Brigade Homeland, the Big Red One coming home, the announcements that troops will be used, that political dissidents will be targeted. I mean, they're really heating it up. They're really flipping the switches on. They are, you know, they've built behind the scenes this grid. Now they're firing it up. Why do you think everything's moving so fast right now?
You know, it could be any number of reasons. One thing that I've noticed in my short time that I've been researching this stuff is that events never seem to happen the way you envision it or that you foresee it. It always, something out of left field comes out and totally hits you like a left hook.
Yeah, bioweapon release, a nuke going off.
I mean, look at all these planes that fly over top of us every day spraying chemtrails. One day, who knows? It could be Ebola. It could be anything. And what happens then? I mean, we just go on about our business.
Well, like that's the deal. People are worried about the FBI, and I am blowing up some kids, and the ATF, but I mean, this is a government on record saying they want to put stuff in our vaccines and kill us.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's just, they're pure evil.
It could happen in so many different ways, you know, I don't have an answer to that. All I can say is, and I have a bit of good news actually, is, and the folks at TheAmericanTruthNetwork.com have engaged Congressman Kucinich. They've talked to him last night, and he's very troubled by this and is looking into it as we speak. So that is some very, very good news on that front, because, you know, Ron Paul's aware of this. He knows what it is, and he called it out just like it is on your show. This is the implementation of martial law in this country. And, you know, the thing that I want people to understand is, over time, haven't they already instituted it to a certain point? I mean, Viper checkpoints? Are you kidding me?
Hey, people are getting arrested for showing their neighbor a silver coin. Cops think it's illegal. In Best Buy, you get arrested if you try to buy something with $2 bills.
Yes.
And the police come and they're like, they don't even know it's real money, and you go to jail.
This is tyranny. That is tyranny at its face. Don't ever let them say, well, you know, we have to do this in order to maintain our freedom. What freedom? Go look overseas. If you ever get a chance, go overseas. How much more free are we here than they are over there?
Well, listen, I talked to Watson and others he goes to China a few times a year, as his wife's Chinese, and he says there's no checkpoint, no security, no nothing in communist China.
No, they're freer than we are.
Well, that's because the Chinese will riot.
Yeah, well, there's, you know, and there's strength in numbers. That's the other thing, too, you know. This is a very, 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 very small minority of people that are doing this, and we are strong. There are a lot of people in this country, and that's what people don't understand.
Well, that's right. This isn't 1995 where they could blow up a building and pose as the saviors and try to frame patriots. They had like a 50% approval rating in Congress then. Now it's 9%. I mean, they're done. We are the majority. They're done, and that's why they want to start this new war. Panetta's come out and said they may go ahead and hit Iran. So now Iran says they're doing a drill to shut down the Strait of Hormuz. I've talked to a lot of military people, and they say that the attack on Iran is going to take place. The question is when.
I don't doubt it for a second. I mean, they need the wars to sustain the bankers. The bankers need this. They're hungry for more, which is crazy because they've practically looted everything we've got. And it just now it's going to be, once the debt becomes so large and so vast, it's going to be like Greece. Okay, well, now give us your parks and give us your land and give us your property because we need that as collateral.
And they've got all of us trained to tattle on each other and spy and shut down lemonade stands and Amish. Anything that's underground that can make us self-sufficient, they want to shut down. Joe Joseph, thank you so much for spending time with us. We look forward to speaking to you again in the near future. God bless. We'll be right back with Bob Chapman. Stay with us. If you believe in this information and want to support its viral spread, go to the InfoWars store at InfoWars.com. We've got the new G.I. Joe InfoWars T-shirts. We've got the incredible Pro Pure gravity-fed filters available at InfoWars.com in the store. We've got a new DVD, Scientists Under Attack, the Don't Tread on Me flag. We've got all sorts of different bumper stickers to help spread the rebellion virally. It's all there. Wristbands, citizen rule books in every order. Order online at Infowars.com today. The water filters, the canteens. It's all there. Infowars.com.